Alright, so for our sample problem under the analysis of our singly reinforced beam, let's have this one. Compute the nominal and ultimate strength of the given sections. So we have here the diameter of the stirrups, 10 millimeters, F prime C is equal to 28 megapascal, and the Fy or the yielded strength is equal to 415 megapascal. As you can see here in our beam section, what we have here, we have a value of height of the beam, which is equal to 500 millimeter, and the width of the beam is 300 millimeter. Of course, our reinforcement here, we have 5 pieces of 28 millimeter diameter as our steel reinforcement. Okay? So, hinahanap natin dito is dalawang strengths or dalawang flexural strengths specifically, nominal and ultimate strength. Okay, so before we start or before we solve for the following strengths, what we need to do here is we need to determine the preliminary steps or mga earlier steps para makuha natin yung mga values na gusto nating makuha. So first, we need to solve for our effective depth. Okay, so for our effective depth, what we need to do here is we need to subtract the height of the beam to our location of the centroid of our main reinforcement. So obviously, yung ating y support niya nandito is manggagaling tayo sa baba papunta sa itaas or dito sa center ng ating main reinforcement. Since yung arrangement ng ating reinforcement is not symmetrical, or should I say a single layer or one layer lang, so we can use this one. No? So para ma-substitute lang natin dito yung ating location ng centroid, what we need to do here is we need to combine the concrete cover, diameter of stirrups, and the center of our main reinforcement rebars. Okay? But of course, kapag sinubstitute natin siya, so yung ating concrete cover here, hindi siya directly binanggit sa problem, but sabi ko nga sa inyo, kapag hindi siya binanggit sa problem, we can use the value of 40 millimeters as our assumed value para dito. Okay? So, 40 plus 10, which is the diameter of our stirrups, yung nakapulupot dito. And then, kalahati ng ating diameter of our main reinforcement, subtracted lang dito sa ating height, which is 500 millimeters. So, our effective depth here is now equal to 436 millimeters. So, yan yung gagamitin natin all throughout in our solution. So, yung first step na gagawin natin under the singly reinforced beam, so sa analysis portion, we need to assume failure. No? So still failure assumptions tayo dito. So we have two types of failure assumption. We can assume that still does yield or still does not yield. Kasi magiging iba yung magiging approach natin dito kapag nag-yield yung assumption natin at kapag nag-yield yung naging assumption natin. But first, I will assume first that this is yielding, or should I say assume still yields. So ano nga bang ibig sabihin yan? Ang ibig sabihin lang nito na yung actual steel or actual stress ng ating main reinforcement should be greater than or equal sa ating yielding strength. Or should I say yung ating value ng stress ng ating main reinforcement can be equal with the 415 megapascal, which is dito sa ating given. Okay? So next thing that you need to do is you need to get the value of the beta 1 or the stress block factor. Obviously, makikita nyo siya doon sa table that I presented sa discussion natin. Okay? Which is para makuha ninyo yung value ng ating beta 1 is we need to be dependent on the value of our F prime C. So yung value ng ating F prime C is 28 megapascal. So, ibig sabihin, it will fall on the first condition. If the value of your F prime C is between 17 and 28 megapascal. So, obviously, our beta 1 here is now equal to 0.85. Okay? So, bakit nga ba natin kailangang gamitin yung ating beta 1, no? Kasi nga, pagdating natin sa parabolic stress block or yung ating depth of stress block itself, so we need to emphasize yung ating equilibrium condition, which is compression is equal to tension, and kung papakita ko sa inyo yung expanded form, which is this one. Alam naman natin na yung depth of rectangular stress block natin, you can determine by simply multiplying your depth of parabolic stress block or depth of stress block sa ating beta 1. Okay? So, substitute lang natin doon sa mismong equilibrium compatibility equations natin. So, which is this one. So, napalitan na natin yung A in terms of C. Yan yung goal natin. Kailangan natin ditong makuha yung value ng C. So, given tayo sa lahat ng ating given earlier, so which is 0.85 multiplied by 28, which is our F prime C, multiplied by our beta 1, 0.85 C, yung hinahanap natin, and then width of our beam. Then this is equal now to the 5 pieces of your area of your 28 millimeter. So circle lang naman yan. That's why this is pi 28 squared over 4. Then multiply lang natin sa ating assumed value ng ating yielding strength, which is 415 megapascal. So kapag sinolve na natin yung value ng C, this is now equal to 210.527 millimeters. But we are not finished yet. Kasi nga, ano pa lang to class, assumption pa lang yung ginawa natin. So ibig sabihin lang nito, yung next step that you need to do after mo ma-solve yung value ng depth of stress block, what you need to do here, you need to check the assumption. You need to confirm it kung talaga nga bang mag-yield yung ating assumption. So using this equation, which is stress of the steel is equal to 600 multiplied by effective depth minus C over C. So once you substitute it according to our given, ang makukuha nating actual steel stress is now equal to 642.351 megapascal. So ano lang ibig sabihin yan? Ang ibig sabihin lang nito class is this is greater than to our 415 megapascal, which is yan yung naging assumption natin kanina, which is this one. Yung unang binanggit ko kanina na assume steel yields. So ano nga bang ibig sabihin nun? Ang ibig sabihin lang nun, steel will yield. So tama, yung value na nakuha natin for the value of C. Ibig sabihin, this is now your legitimate depth of stress block, the 210.257 millimeters. So, ano ang next step na kailangan mong gawin dito? Since na-confirm na natin na tama yung assumption natin by using this value, kunin na natin dito yung equivalent rectangular stress block. Okay? Yung kanyang depth of rectangular stress block itself, which is yung value ng equation na ito. So substitute lang natin yung value ng C together with our beta 1, 0.85 multiplied by 210.527. So makukuha natin value for the depth of rectangular stress block. This is now equal to 178.948 millimeters. Okay? So okay na tayo sa second step. Let's have the third step. Our third step here is we need to check for our strain kasi nga ang strain natin kasi yan yung magiging dependent variable natin when we are determining our strength reduction factor para makuha natin dito yung ultimate moment. So using this formula, so substitute lang natin siya as 0.003 multiplied by 436 minus 210.527 divided by 210.527. So, ang makukuha natin ditong strain sa ating steel reinforcement, this is now being 0.00321. Okay? So, alternatively, you can also determine the strain using the formula of your strength of materials. Kaya lang class, ang gagamitin nyo lang stress dito, yung actual na nakuha natin kanina, hindi yung 415, which is, ang gagamitin natin dito, yung 642.351 over our modulus of elasticity, which is 200,000 megapascal. Then after that, same lang yung makukuha natin dito. So either of the two, which is using this derived formula, which is the ratio and proportion relationship ng ating effective depth and yung ating value of C, or what you can do here is from the strength of material. Either of the two, parehas lang silang lalabas as your strain of your steel reinforcement. Okay? Ngayon, interpret natin to. So, lumalabas dito na yung value natin na 0.00321, this is between 0.002 and 0.005. Remember, 0.002, this is the strain under compression control. 0.005, this is the strain under tension controlled. So, ibig sabihin, yung actual string natin, pinagigitnaan siya ng compression controlled at ng tension controlled. So, ibig sabihin ng neto class, this is the interpretation for our transition control. Ngayon, bakit nga ba or ano nga bang ibig sabihin kapag transition control pagdating natin ng strength reduction factor? So, using this criteria, sa pagkuha natin ng ating strength reduction factor, ibig sabihin lang yan, you will use this formula itself para makuha natin yung actual value ng strength reduction factor. Hindi 0.9, hindi po 0.65. Dahil pinagigitnaan nga yung ating strength reduction, yung ating strain. So, gitna siya ng 0.002 at ng 0.005. Okay, so let's utilize using this equation. So this is now being 0.65 plus 0.25, then multiplied by the actual steel strain, which is 0.00321 minus 0.002 divided by 0.005 minus 0.002. Okay, so our strength reduction factor here is now being 0.751, which is, yan ang gagamitin natin kapag kukuha na tayo ng ultimate or ng ating design moment. Kapag minultiply natin siya together with your nominal strength. Alright, so let's have the flexural strength. So actually, this is the last step for our sample problem, okay? But first, para mas madali na natin siyang ma-absorb is kunin muna natin yung kanyang nominal flexural strength, okay? But in this sample problem here, class, ang gagamitin ko ditong formula for my nominal flexural strength ay yung galing sa compression, okay? You can use naman yung galing sa tension. Wala namang problema doon. However, kasi in using this compression force base para sa ating nominal flexural strength, I find it much easier. Kasi nga, wala ka nga ditong ipapantay o wala ka naman ditong i-compare na condition as is mo lang siyang isa-substitute. Okay? So, let's expand this formula which is on this manner. 0.85 multiplied by F prime C multiplied by area of compression, which is the depth of equivalent rectangular stress block, and then width of the beam. And then our moment arm here, this is effective depth minus the half of the height of our depth of rectangular stress block. Okay? So let's substitute it. Okay? So once we substitute all of the values here, 0.85 multiplied by 28, multiplied 178.948, then multiplied by 300, then multiplied by our moment arm, 436 minus 178.948 over 2. Actually, kung makikita nyo dito, may nilagay ako ditong 1 over 10 over 6, 10 raised to 6. Dahil yung sagot natin dito, kapag hindi niya nilagay, ang magiging units natin dito, actually, this is in terms of Newton millimeter. Pero kasi ang gusto nating maging units dito ay maging in terms of kilo, Newton, meters. Okay? That's why naglagay ako dito ng over 10 raised to 6. Okay? So once we do that, ang makukuha nating nominal strength here in terms of flexural is now being 442.752 kilonewton meter. So yan yung first answer natin. So yung second naman na hanapin natin, obviously, the design or the ultimate flexural strength. So ang ibig sabihin lang nito, class, is we need to multiply your nominal strength so that it can satisfy this ultimate strength design method natin. Na kung saan it can be greater than or equal to our ultimate or sa ating design strength. However, class, ang pwede natin gamitin dito as the part of our condition is ipag-equal na lang natin sila. Nakuha natin kanina yung ating strength reduction factor which is 0.751, which is transition control, and then multiplied with our nominal strength which is 442.752. So ang lalabas dito for our ultimate flexural strength is now being 332.543 kilonewton meters. And this is our first sample problem. So, easy to use or easy to follow yung ating 4 steps. Actually, later on in our next sample problem, actually, we can reduce it into 3 steps only. Okay? So this is our sample problem number 1. So we will having the next sample problem under this analysis portion. Thank you.